On OSRC News at 7, Ayedatiwa's statewide tour renews political engagement, grassroots mobilization in Odigbo. Ondo multi-door courthouse commits to justice for all. President Tinubu urges governors to comply with Supreme Court order on local government autonomy. From the foreign scene, ex-defense minister faces pre-trial over Benefoid coup.
Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news on the Osrc television. My name is Oyewumi Ayenigbara. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has called on residents of the state, particularly Odigbo local government area, to sustain their support for President Bola Tinubu, describing the administration's reforms as critical steps towards national economic recovery and sustainable development. Governor Ayedatiwa made the call in continuation of a statewide thank you tour to Odigbo, Ondo West, and Ilolu-Jokegbo local government, where he appreciated the people for their support during the last governorship election. Addressing the large gathering, Ayedatiwa thanked the people of Odigbo for their loyalty, assuring them that his administration remains committed to inclusive governance and people-oriented development, particularly in infrastructure, health, education, and grassroots development. He urged residents to continue supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, noting that the ongoing economic reforms at the federal level are designed to reposition Nigeria for long-term growth and stability. The governor appealed to party faithful and supporters to promote unity of purpose for overall growth and development. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Amidu Takuro, noted that the impact of the Ayedatiwa administration on the people of the council area and mayors. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole reports that the tour also served as a platform for renewed political engagement and grassroots mobilization.
Láti ọ̀rẹ́ tó ń lọ sí Àkúrẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe ní oníbejì kó bá lè rọrùn fún wa tí gbogbo ìjàmbá mọ́tò tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kó má bàa ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. Ìjọba Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ló ń ṣe o. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ sọ fún wọn? Mo ní ọ̀nà oníbejì yẹn ìjọba Aṣíwájú Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ló ń ṣe fún wa. Ọ̀rẹ́ to Àkúrẹ́ dualization. Ọ̀dà tó wá fi kú báyìí nígbà tí sẹ́nétọ̀ wa tí wọ́n ṣe gbéga lọ sí ipò ambassador. Ó ní ìkan tó ń béèrè kó tó kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀. Bí ọ̀nà yẹn kò ní dúró sí ọ̀rẹ́ yìí tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ gbé títí lọ dé òjò wa títí lọ dé ìgbọ́kọ̀dá. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gbà fún ọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So the dualization will not stop at Ọ̀rẹ́. It will get to Òjìbùkà and to ìgbọ́kọ̀dá. Even though as a state government we have awarded the Òjìbùkà to ìgbọ́kọ̀dá dualization on our own bill. Hopefully, the federal government will refund the money to us so that we can also use it for other projects in our state. Láti ní kí àwọn ẹnjìníà tó lọ wò ó, wọ́n dẹ̀ kì í ṣe kọ́ọ̀tù ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà. Ká tó ṣe ọdún ká tó parí ọdún wá lọ síbẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lẹ fi mí síbẹ̀, ẹ̀yin lẹ dìbò fún mi, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní kí n máa pa àṣẹ. Àbí àṣẹ ni gómìnà máa ń pa. Mo pa àṣẹ kan bí oṣù méjì sẹ́yìn. On behalf of the entire Ondo State wípé Ondo State o kí aṣíwájú náà wà o. Ondo State for Tinubu 2027. Ṣé rí pé ẹ̀yin òdìbò ẹ̀ comply? Rí ìkọ̀jẹ̀ kan sáṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbòdì Tinubu 2027.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa speaking there at the thank you tour of the state. Now, the Ondo State Multi-Door Courthouse says it is committed to expanding access to justice across the state. At a stakeholders meeting in Accra, legal practitioners, community leaders, government officials, civil society organizations, and members of the public gathered under the theme expanding access to justice through mediation and community-based dispute resolution. Our reporter Adewumi Taiwo reports that the meeting highlighted the courthouse's achievement over the past year and set the agenda for strengthening alternative dispute resolution in Ondo State.
Stakeholders deliberated on mediation, reconciliation, and community peace building, key pillars of the state's justice policy. The Ondo State Multi-Door Courthouse, created to ease court congestion and promote amicable dispute resolution, showcased its success in resolving conflicts outside traditional litigation. Delivering the keynote address, the Chief Judge of Ondo State, Segun Odushola, emphasized that access to justice is central to democracy and good governance. Despite economic pressures, rising case volumes, and institutional challenges, the courthouse has recorded meaningful results, and he urged all stakeholders to uphold cooperation, professionalism, and service.
Let us continue to refer appropriate matters to ADR, educate the public on the benefits of mediation, support institutional reforms, and uphold the highest ethical standard in dispute resolution. Justice delayed is justice denied, but justice well resolved is justice sustained. I reaffirm the unwavering support of the Ondo State Judiciary for the Ondo State Multi-Door Courthouse and its management. I'm confident that with sustained collaboration, innovations, and shared vision, we will continue to expand access to justice and strengthen public confidence in our justice system.
Acting Director General Dr. Dixon Ogunfuyi thanked stakeholders for their support and described the courthouse as a bridge between formal courts and citizens' everyday disputes. He said the roundtable meeting was both a celebration of progress and a call to action.
We have decided that there's need for us to connect to our roots by way of encouraging a justice system that will still bring people back to the same level of relationship and friendship that we used to have. But we are looking at a new concept, and that of course is the modern trend now in the justice system, that even when you come to court this time around, the mediation, the multi-door courthouse will be able to redeem the relationship. So the restoration of that relationship is what midwife the multi-door courthouse.
Goodwill messages from various stakeholders reaffirmed their commitment to accessible, affordable, and peaceful dispute resolution.
Resolute and committed to partner with the judiciary and the justice sector, the justice system in Ondo State, to ensure that the doors are more widely accessible to citizens without consideration of tribe, religion, or any divide, gender whatsoever, so that people can smile again in Ondo State, that justice is being served.
As the meeting ended, participants renewed their pledge to champion justice beyond conventional courts. The Ondo State Multi-Door Courthouse reiterated its readiness to deepen partnerships, improve service delivery, and ensure justice remains inclusive, humane, and within reach for all residents. Adewumi Taiwo, Osrc News.
The All Progressives Congress APC governors have reaffirmed their confidence in President Bola Tinubu, citing his economic reforms, security initiatives, and efforts to strengthen fiscal federalism. Speaking at the party's 15th National Executive Committee NEC meeting at the State House, Abuja, the governors described the ruling party as a beautiful bride ahead of future elections. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, who made the declaration, praised President Tinubu for stabilizing the economy, curbing currency arbitrage, and removing fuel subsidies, arguing that the reforms were necessary to avoid economic collapse. He also highlighted Tinubu's decisive security approach, citing the swift rescue of kidnapped victims in Kebbi, Kwara, and Niger State as examples of a strategic move. The governor claimed that inflation has begun to decline, petrol prices have stabilized, and increased federal revenues are now reaching states and local government. He commended the president for promoting true fiscal federalism and enhancing transparency in all sector revenues while taking steps to curb crude oil theft and illegal mining. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has urged state governors to comply with the Supreme Court ruling granting financial autonomy to local government. The president warned that failure by governors to honor the verdict may compel him to issue an executive order to ensure direct allocations from the federal account to local councils. Tinubu gave the warning during the 15th National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressives Congress at the State House, Abuja. By withholding statutory allocations meant for local councils, Tinubu cautioned that non-compliance could compel him to directly allocate local council funds from the Federation Account Allocation Committee. The president's remarks followed the July 11, 2024 judgment by the Supreme Court, which upheld the federal government suit seeking to enforce financial independence for local government. A 7-member panel of the Apex Court had earlier declared that it is unconstitutional for state government to retain or manage funds meant for local councils. The court ordered the direct payment of allocations from the federal accounts to local government as provided in the 1999 Constitution as amended. However, most state governments have continued to flout this directive through joint account. The budget of Office of Federation has revealed the federal government secured a total of $1.08 billion in foreign loans in 2024. The 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper released by the Budget Office show that Nigeria's external borrowings in 2024 are largely from multilateral, bilateral, and commercial sources as it sought to finance budget deficit and priority development projects amid weak revenue performance and rising debt service pressures. The record showed that Nigeria's total public debt stood at $94.2 billion as of December 31, 2024, with external debt accounting for $45.7 billion or 48.5%, while domestic debt made up the balance. The federal government share of the total public debt was put at $86.8 billion, representing over 92% of the overall debt stock. The Budget Office reiterated the government's commitment to maintaining debt sustainability, noting that future borrowing would continue to be guarded by cost-risk trade-offs and targeted at high impact, growth enhancing projects. It added that improving domestic revenue mobilization, particularly from non-oil sources, was critical to reducing Nigeria's dependence on borrowing and easing the fiscal strain associated with rising debt service obligations. Yes, see, on to the news on Osrc television. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories. Please to rejoin us.
DOF Unity Corp 2025 Grand Finale and Head of Year Celebration, a symbol of unity and empowerment. The Dele Omoseyin Foundation, DOF, is poised to host a spectacular grand finale of the DOF Unity Corp 2025 and End of Year celebration, promising an unforgettable day of unity, entertainment, and empowerment for the people of Okitipupa and Irele Federal Constituency. This milestone event embodies the foundation's commitment to fostering community development, promoting youth empowerment, and celebrating the rich cultural heritage of the region. The event promises to be a thrilling experience featuring the football grand finale of the DOF Unity Corp, empowerment support for youth, women, women and elderly. Cultural games, including the traditional Ayo Lokman competition, musical performances from top celebrity artists, and exciting fun activities for the community. Giveaways, gift and special surprises. Event details. Date 28 December 2025. Venue Okitupa Government Field. Distinguished guest Ambassador Sholaiji, Chairman of the occasion, His Royal Majesty Oba George Faduile Diabodi of Ikale Kingdom, Royal Father of the Day, His Excellency Honorable Lucky Urimisan Ayedatiwa, Governor of Ondo State, Special Guest of Honor. For more information, please contact 080-3579-2773 or 070-5610-8038.
People of Okitipupa Irele Federal Constituency, this is a special call to unity, pride, and gratitude. His Excellency Honorable Dr. Lucky Oremiso Ayedatiwa, Executive Governor of Ondo State, is coming to Okitipupa Irele Federal Constituency on a thank you tour. The Governor is coming to personally appreciate the people of Okitipupa and Irele Federal Constituency for the overwhelming support, trust, and massive vote during the last gubernatorial election in Ondo State. This is a moment of honor, a moment of gratitude, a moment of shared victory. All sons and daughters, leaders, youths, women, traders, artisans, and stakeholders are warmly welcome to come out en masse to receive and welcome His Excellency. Let us show our unity. Let us show our strength. Let us welcome our government. To the good people of Okitipupa and Irele Federal Constituency, may this season bring you a colorful Christmas and a prosperous New Year. This message is sponsored by I Chief Bamidele Omoshain, Lisa of Osrc.
Thank you very much for staying tuned. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Residents of Igbarauke, Ilaramoki, and Ijare communities in the federal local government area of Ondo State have benefited from a free eye care program with over 1,000 eyeglasses distributed to people living with various eye defects. The medical outreach organized by a philanthropist, Wale Adefila, forms part of his ongoing humanitarian efforts to improve the well-being of residents across the Ifedore constituency. Blessing Obi reports.
Of eye-related challenges among residents, philanthropist Wale Adefila, in collaboration with Dr. Nathaniel Ederaro, organized a free eye care program for people of the federal local government area. At the Comprehensive Health Center in Ilaramoke, hundreds of elderly persons, women, and young adults turned out for free eye screening. Beneficiaries were registered on arrival, examined by medical professionals, and provided with free eyeglasses. The Ondo State Commissioner of Police, Adebo Ali Lawal, who was present at the outreach, described the gesture as timely and commendable.
This is part of what we're expecting from privileged individuals who have love for their neighbors, for their community, the good people of their community. We really appreciate what he has done, Honorable Adefila, what he has done.
Beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the intervention, describing it as life-changing.
It's very, very okay that they brought this thing to us here, this program, and we pray that God will continue to help the company that brought it.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ẹni tó mú kíní program yìí wá sí Ìlara, Honorable Wale Adefila. Irú èmi báyìí àti lè ka lẹ́tà even fún mi at times ó máa ń difficult, but nígbà tí mo gba glass yìí ń sìn mo dẹ̀ rí pé ìyàtọ̀ máa wáyé.
The same gesture was replicated at Ijares Youth Center and Igbarauke's General Hospital, where residents gathered in numbers to access free eye care, receiving medical packs and eyeglasses after screening.
Adefila mọ̀ lọ ìsòde o, àárín yé ló àárín dé o, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gidigidi ó ṣeun o, tẹ̀rẹ́ adára o, tẹ̀rẹ́ alójú o, ẹni ṣìṣe o.
Explaining the motive behind the initiative, the organizer, Wale Adefila, said the program was designed to take healthcare services to people who cannot afford for easily access medical facilities.
When we looked at the situation of sites, we looked at how important it is to, have a perfect site, and we know that we have the capacity to be able to reach out to people as regards this. Then I, got a call from my friend that we could do this together. He's an optometrist in Canada, a licensed optometry in Canada, Dr. Ederaro Nathaniel. And we decided to put it up together. And I told him it's going to be for my people. So I decided to bring it up.
He commended Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for ongoing infrastructural developments in the health sector, noting that the outreach complements government efforts.
I want to appreciate the governor of this state for giving us this opportunity to coexist in Ondo State peacefully. So what we're looking at as individuals is to look at areas that we can complement the state government's efforts in its developmental strides. That's why we have put up this program together.
The 2-day free eye care program highlights Wale Adefila's commitment to giving back to his community and supporting improved health care delivery in Ifedore and its environs. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
Celebrating the anniversary of the birth of Jesus Christ has been described as a time not for merriment alone, but a time of sober reflection and a time to show love to the needy. Bishop of Akoko Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Jacob Bada, said Christians must make Christ the pace setter of their lives. The report is presented by Binga Uluwajano.
Joyful faces, melodious voices, and colorful costumes characterized the event to celebrate the joy of Christmas. The event tagged Queen's Christmas, 9 Lessons and Carol, which was held at the palace of Olubaka Ofoka. Oba Yusuf Adebori Adeleye played host to dignitaries within and outside the state, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and top government officials, including Akogun of Okaland and special advisor to Governor Aiyedatiwa on Transport, Olugbenga Omole, were present. The convener, Olori Adejumoke Adeleye, took the 4th Bible reading, while Oba Adebori Adeleye took the 9th reading.
And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after sight of his eyes.
And the word of God. It was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him. And without him, nothing was made that was made.
Songs of praise and worship rented the air as the choir thrilled the audience with melodious songs. In his exhortation, Bishop of Akoko Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Jacob Bada, urged Christians to live in love, humility, and obedience to God.
Every year we come together to celebrate Christmas. It is not just the birth of Christ that we celebrate. The bread or the rice we eat, or the color of the season, because it's a glorious season. Very glorious season. The reason for the season is Christ.
In a goodwill message, the convener, Olori Adejumoke Adebori Adeleye, stressed the need to extend kindness and compassion to one another, especially at this Yuletide season.
Everything happening here today, I give all the glory, all the honor, all thanks to the God Almighty, because I'm a creature of the flesh. But the Lord said, do my work, and I obliged.
The event also featured presentation of gifts to children of the community by Santa Claus, popularly called Father Christmas. Special Advisor to Ondo State Governor on Transportation, Olugbenga Omole, and Chairman, Ondo State Hospital Management Board, Dr. Victor Atebule, described the event as symbolic.
The grace of God, God will continue to bless our Olori. These are the kind of things we expect in this community. Olori has done very well, and we are here to support her. It started last year, and it can only get bigger. And I know by the grace of God, next year event will be bigger than this.
This is organized by Olori. This is the second edition of the Carol. She started last year, and you can see that she's added value to the quality of what we are doing in our town.
Prayers were offered for the palace, Okakoko, and Ondo State as a whole.
Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps has inaugurated a nationwide high-impact operation aimed at reducing road crashes and enforcing strict compliance with traffic laws during the end-of-the-year travel season. The Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Shehu Mohammed, has ordered the total deployment of personnel and operational assets across the country under the 2025 Operation Zero Tolerance exercise. According to the FRSC, the operation commenced on December 15, 2025 and will run until January 15, 2026, featuring round-the-clock patrols, rapid rescue services, and intelligence-driven enforcement aimed at preventing avoidable crashes. Mohammed declared zero tolerance for traffic violations such as mixed loading, distracted driving, speeding, drunk driving, and dangerous overtaking, warning that offenders will face decisive sanctions during the festive travel period. Beyond enforcement, the operation includes extensive public enlightenment campaigns and enhanced collaboration with security agencies, emergency responders, and transport unions, with success measured by reduced crashes, fewer fatalities, and improved road safety nationwide. And on the foreign scene, Benin has placed former defense minister and prominent opposition politician candidate Azani in pre-trial detention as part of an investigation into the West African country's failed early December coup. According to the report, Azani was accused of plotting against the state and incitement to rebellion after being arrested last week at the party's headquarters in Cotonou in the wake of the attempted takeover. The detention of the prominent opposition figure who condemned the coup is the latest development following the foiled takeover after some 30 people, mostly soldiers, were jailed on treason charges. Soldiers announced on national television on December 7 that they had toppled President Patrice Talon, but loyalist army forces swiftly defeated the coup plotters with the help of the Nigerian Air Force. After several hours of questioning at Benin's anti-terrorism court, Azanai was escorted away by police and taken into custody. With that story, we conclude the news, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that the Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has reiterated his commitment to inclusive governance and grassroots development as it continues his statewide thank you tour to the local government area. Multi-door courthouse stakeholders in Ondo State have reaffirmed their commitment to accessible and affordable justice through mediation and community-based dispute resolution. And we also told you that President Bola Tinubu has warned state governors to comply with the Supreme Court ruling granting financial autonomy to local government. And from the foreign scene, Benin has placed former defense minister and opposition figure Candide Azanai in pre-trial detention over allegations linked to the country's failed December coup. And that's the news. Thank you very much for watching. Good evening.